son of a history professor.
This is Howard Lutnick, the billionaire businessman poised to become Commerce Secretary and Donald Trump's lead on tariffs.
We need to be treated better. We need to be treated with respect.
At his Senate confirmation hearing, he warned Canada to brace for a 1-2 tariff punch. The first threat, 25% tariffs unless border security is improved, which could come as early as February 1st.
Respect America. If we are your biggest trading partner, show us the respect. Shut your border and end fentanyl coming into this country. And if they execute it, there will be no tariff. And if they don't, then there will be.
A second threat could emerge around April, when the results of a Trump-ordered study on trade are due. To boost U.S. manufacturing, it could recommend broad tariffs.
The car manufacturing went to Canada, it went to Mexico. It is important that that come back to Michigan and come back to Ohio.
Lutnick recently traveled to Poland to attend the ceremony marking the 80th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz. CBC News has learned outside the event, he sat down with Prime Minister Justin Trudeau for an hour-long meeting on tariffs. Ottawa is also pushing its anti-tariff pitch with videos produced for Trump and his team to show arrests and border security improvements. And video of newly acquired Black Hawk helicopters in action have also been sent to Trump advisors via text message, all according to multiple government sources. The Canadian message was reinforced by the foreign minister, who met with the new U.S. Secretary of State, but left without any clarity on whether tariffs are actually coming.
I must say, Katie, that this is just the reality of dealing with the Trump administration, and we need to make sure that we're ready.
Minister Jolie said she is cautiously optimistic, but Adrienne, no one knows for sure what Trump's decision on tariffs is going to be.
So, Katie, there's the immediate tariff threat that's tied to border security, but this longer-term threat, I suppose it could involve a pretty broad set of demands.
Yeah, that trade study that Trump ordered is expected to highlight some of those long-term irritants in the Canada-U.S. relationship. Think American complaints about Canadian dairy, and it could lead to broad tariffs on Canadian goods as a way to make American products more affordable by comparison. Lutnick admitted tariffs will make life more expensive for Americans, but defended the plan for the long run, hoping it will draw companies to the U.S. to create more jobs.
All right, Katie Simpson in Washington. Thank you.
Thanks.
And that Saturday deadline is still looming. Kate McKenna now with both the federal government and the premier's last-minute push to avert those tariffs.
The message from Washington is that the tariffs threatened for Saturday are about the border. Alberta Premier Danielle Smith agrees.
Now we see a pathway. It's been confirmed that the person who's going to be making the decisions on tariffs said in his hearings today that we can avoid them if we demonstrate serious effort.
Canada's already announced boosted border security in response to Trump's threats, adding helicopters and drones.
Canada's border is strong, and we're making it stronger.
The public safety minister pushed the message that Canada is cracking down on one of Trump's biggest concerns.
We know that less than 1% of all fentanyl entering the United States comes from Canada.
But uncertainty looms over whether Canada's $1.3 billion border plan is enough.
I do think that gives the president these so-called wins for whatever they're worth, that he can show his citizens. And hopefully it avoids this February 1st date.
The governor of the Bank of Canada says the stakes are incredibly high.
This could be very disruptive to the Canadian economy and is clouding the economic outlook.
The Prime Minister spent the day in Ottawa, meeting virtually with premiers.
We continued to focus on fine-tuning our tariff retaliation strategy in preparation for what might happen on this Saturday.
Sources say the Prime Minister offered broad strokes of a retaliation plan and potential support for workers.
We discussed how the Canadian response is evolving to a potential tariff threat, shared ideas around supports, as well as coordinated, some of the efforts that we've been talking about.
Alberta Premier Danielle Smith says part of her anti-tariff push included inviting Fox News to the Alberta border to see what they're doing. That's set to air 2 days before Donald Trump's February 1st tariff deadline. Kate McKenna, CBC News, Ottawa.